What's going on, everybody? JP here. Welcome back to my channel where we review federally legal hemp and hemp-related products. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I had one of the subscribers, Brian, reach out and had some questions about ball vapes that he wanted answered. He's looking to get one, wanted to get into it, and I know it can be a little confusing. So I'm going to try to just kind of run down my setup, the different components, what they're used for, to kind of break up some of the lingo so you can kind of get a better grasp of how the setup works and what the differences are so you can make an informed decision of what the best unit is for you. Just off the bat, when I bought my unit, I wasn't really sure. I wanted to get out of combusting and I wanted to vape, just primarily just vape. So I went ahead and I did some research, and the units, man, a lot of them are like expensive, $400 to $500 for a good unit. I went the AliExpress route. I got initially this B0 knockoff and a controller with the coil, the bowl or the injector head, a bowl, and this little valve, plus the rubies. It was like $150, $120. I then got another coil, and I got a wireless injector head. Added that on, and I think altogether it was like $200. So that's the kind of price range that I invested. Obviously, there's some really good companies and really good units with better designs and airflow out. But just, for full disclosure, that's the route I went. Your standard ball vape is going to consist of a few different parts. You're going to have your controller, a PID, which is a, what is it? It's proportional undergrow derivative controller. Pretty much what it does is it controls the heat and the waves and the temperature in the coil from the unit. So pretty much your PID is just a controller to control your heat, to set your temperature and put out the right amount of power to your coil. From there, you have your coil from the PID, and this is what the heating element is. This is what's going to heat up your unit and generate that heat you need to create the conduction for when you pull air through. Almost all of these units, there's a few that don't, but almost all the ball vape, the reason they call it a ball vape is because inside your chamber, you're going to have little balls, little terp pearls, little rubies, and we're going to use those to retain the heat that we generate from the coil in the unit to help us create the convection and to heat the air, which we're going to use to vaporize our product when it's inside the bowl. So your bases are, you have a controller. The controller puts power to the coil heats up the head, whether it's a diffuser or an injector. I'll go over that in a minute. This one is an injector style. It heats up the unit. The unit retains heat through the pearls or terps or rubies or balls. You can get them diamond shape, gem cut shape, all kinds of different material now. What's the best? I can't tell you. I just use your standard, little round balls. When you drop this into your bowl, which you'll use, you put your bowl down here on your screen. This is just a glass bowl. You can get these, for them. They're injector bowls. They're not too expensive. I think this was like $8 on AliExpress. You're going to put your material in here. You're going to drop your injector on it. And when you draw, you're going to pull air through here, which is going to be heated to the desired temperature for vaporization, which is going to vaporize your product, boom, down through your pathway in. Simple as that. Different kind of styles. The new wave, new style is going to be your wireless. Makes it real easy, real convenient. You can take it wherever you want. And then you have your wired units. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. You have your wired units here. And that's how we end up with broken glass, which is going to give you more consistent heat, in my opinion, but it's less portable, less maneuverable. You're more confined to where the unit is. The wireless gives good heat for a hit, but it fades a lot quicker, and I find you're going to have to put it on here and reheat it a lot more in between bowls, but it's more portable. It's more convenient, easier to use. I don't have to worry about having the wire. I don't have to really worry about, getting burnt with the coil. When it's up here, you're messing around, boom, you have this coil that's in the way. You tend to burn yourself. Let's see if you can even see where I burnt myself today, like right up here. It's a white ash burn. It doesn't even hurt because it burnt me so hard when I touched this coil earlier. So that's your basis. You have your head, whether it be a diffuser head or an injector head. You have a bowl, you have a controller unit, and you have a coil and then you have whatever material you're heating inside, whether it be, I don't know, there's all kinds of different materials. Mine are just 3M Turk Pearls. Now, the difference between a diffuser and an injector is just that. An injector is going to go inside of the bowl and sit on the inside. A diffuser would be larger and go actually over the outside of the bowl, which is going to give you a little bit different experience. From what I've read, I've never used a diffuser. Diffusers have a little bit better airflow. The diffuser is going to use a little bit of conduction and convection. So you're going to get a little bit of conduction for it being on the outside and heating up the bowl and the material. A lot of users report that the diffuser is going to give you more of a sedative, stony feeling, and an injector is going to usually give you more head high, clear, cleaner kind of hit. I can't tell you the difference personally. I've only used the injector style, but that's what's worked for me. Right now, I've been using the wireless. I've got it dialed in pretty decently. I definitely like my B0. It's a little more restrictive on the airflow than this one. This one has a little bit better airflow. But I feel like the temperature is a lot more stable because of the wired setup. And that's the big difference is do you want like consistent heat, but then you have to mess around with the wire and you're kind of restricted? Or do you want a little bit more inconsistent? You might have to, set up in between hits, drop it in there for a few minutes, let it reheat in between bowls. But you get the portability. You get to move it around. You get maneuverability. You're not restricted by a cord. I can take it over here to my other desk, and I can hit my bowl there, and I can still leave my setup over here out of the way, so I'll reduce the chance of burning myself. That's a big thing with ball vapes. Man, you're going to burn yourself, and it's going to be good. I don't care how safe or all are. You get stoned and you forget that it's there and you brush it. A lot of times in videos, what I'll do is I'll be doing something and I'll hit it right here. So if I don't have it moved back away, that's why a lot of time you don't see it on screen. That's because I have it further back. So when I'm moving my hands around, I don't just brush the coil like I did right before I shot this video setting everything up. I just barely brushed that coil, 2 seconds, bam, instant white char. Like, at least it doesn't really hurt. It hurts like boom for a second, and then, probably not hurt no more for me. I'm also used to it being in the kitchen. I'm used to being burnt, so it ain't no big thing for me. I hope that helped you out, Brian, man. I hope they answered a lot of your questions. So if you're looking to get a setup, you said you already had this. You already had a 20 millimeter PID. Now, the coils, there's a 20 mm, which is going to be the size around that it's going to sit. Injectors are usually 14 and 18 on the bowl size to go in, and they're usually 20 on the coil wrap. Diffusers are going to be a 25 because your diffuser size is going to be 22 on the bottom part that goes over the bowl, and then on the top part they use a 25 wrap around. Some are capped, some are not. So that's something to look out for when you are purchasing. Since you already have your unit and a coil, you're probably going to want to stick with something like injectors to make sure that it's going to actually sit around it and slide in. A lot of them you can just look and it'll say what size coil that it uses, whether it needs a 20 coil or a 25. I do have this Terpsicle cap. I want to get a coil for it to go over my Terpsicle, but this one's 22. So it's an odd one. I can't just wrap my old one here. I can unwrap this and probably wrap it around, but it doesn't just slide over when I want. This glass is a little bit too thick. So I'm waiting on trying to find a 22 coil that'll fit around that. And once I have that, then I'm going to start using the Terpsicle too, because I think that's going to give me some really good flavor having an all glass pathway. So that's the differences. You can get ceramic ones where the coil goes around a ceramic cup. You can do titanium. I'm sure there's other metals that they have, but for me, that's just the basis of what it is, my setup, how much I spent, and kind of for me what it does. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope, Brian, this answers some of your questions. Leave a comment, let me know if you got any more, and we'll see what we can do to help you out, man. As far as companies go, I'm not gonna, that's a personal preference. There's all kinds of crap out. I know, like, what's it called? The Screwball is supposed to be really, really cool. Like, I hear a lot of positive stuff. The Reddit forums and other videos I've watched really talk up the Screwball. So that might be something you're interested in, since all you have to do is buy your handle, your injector, and your bowl. Awesome, man. JP out. I'm gonna go hit some of this Penn Health Group Original Z Cured Crumble, since I just got off work. Hope that video answered your questions. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys on the next one.